Hello and welcome to another video. This is my third or fourth time trying to record this video. I've had a few technical difficulties getting this up and running again, so we're going to try again, but this should be pretty straightforward. So, we're running a PepCraft deck, which if you haven't seen by the title, then you probably wouldn't know, but we got Vagabond Frog, Kunoichi Trainee, Swift Infiltrators, Shadow Assassin, Shrouded Assassin, I don't know, Tsubaki, sorry, the Ninja Trainee, anything like that. All those sort of cards. All the ambushes, along with things to boost the ambushes, and that's about it. A couple other finishes and things like that. So I haven't had much luck with this deck. Mainly, I had some pretty sucky games all through here, obviously, as you can see, you know. Quite a, I wouldn't say diverse, but 4 different crafts, I guess, and nothing too much. The only ones I had were a couple of wins against Shadow, which weren't too bad overall, honestly. So we're just going to go over those matches. So, firstly, we got Rogue's Creed, Dance of Death, and Shadow Assassin. So we dropped Dance of Death and Shadow Assassin, aiming for a Frog or Lancer sort of combo, something early that can work well. Obviously getting double Rogue's Creed here wasn't the best thing I could have grabbed, but drawing that Frog really made up for it. Obviously with the Frog, you do want to be careful playing Rogue's Creed, because you want Frog to go first, then Rogue's Creed to follow. If you put Rogue's Creed first and then have Frog follow, the Rogue's Creed won't trigger on the Frog, unless you don't attack with it, which kind of sucks. So you really want Frog to come out first. So they do play a 2-drop, not too much of a threat, kind of leave that up. I probably could have killed it and stopped this Catacomb from dropping, but I wasn't too concerned by it. I mean, getting that face damage with this kind of deck is really important. So we dropped the Rogue's Creed, boosting the Frog into the next turn, which as you saw, they work from, I think it's left to right. I'm really bad at left and right, but you know what I mean. Actually, that might be right to left. Either way, I don't care. But the next thing we get to be able to play here would probably be the Rogue's Creed and Kunoichi Trainee. Obviously, Kunoichi Trainee doesn't follow the same regard as Frog when it comes to Rogue's Creed, so that's going to gain the boost as long as I leave it stealthed. The Frog Evolve gives me another 4 damage, dealing them down to 13, which is really quite nice, honestly. You can't go wrong with 13 damage there. So my little Frog doing his job. We also will get a really nice play off the Albert. Basically setting up lethal was the idea with this play. There wasn't too much they could do. They weren't on turn 6 or turn 7, so I wasn't seeing any huge amounts of damage, and the amount of damage they did deal was probably close to their limit, outside of maybe, no, even Cerberus, because that would have taken up the whole turn, so we wouldn't have even had to worry about that. Setting up pretty easy lethal overall, which I don't mind too much. The only other game on this list where I had a win was the last one I played against Shadow, which performed quite well overall, I thought, so can't go wrong there. Obviously, I did have a lot of bad games, as you guys could see in my replay list, and they were pretty bad, honestly. It was mainly just I wasn't able to pull off a decent combo between the Rogue's Creed and the Frog. This deck really isn't for the meta, it's just literally a meme that can perform quite well when it does perform. So we get a good draw with that front lines coming out first, so it means we're not wasting our 1-drop. Being able to play Veteran on 2 also worked out really nicely because I'm able to use the front lines to my advantage and actually get a point off it, making it trade a lot nicer with other things. Shadow, on the other hand, only getting the Attendant of the Night. Pretty sure that is, yes. Which nowhere near good enough to keep up with what I'm playing here, which is pretty much the only reason I won. They were playing Ledger Shadow, which made things a lot easier on me. So they try and trade, they aren't able to deal with that. They get a couple of 4/4s. You know, I get the Evolve on the Frog, which is huge this turn, along with the +2 from the White General, which is why you run it. +2 on Frog is insane. Giving us another 9 damage for that turn. So I couldn't think of anything to really expect from Shadow on turn 5 either. This deck being able to close out super early is quite nice when it works. They do make an attempt to try and clear out as much as they can and try and deal some damage, hoping that maybe I don't have the damage in hand to use Frog. But as we can see, we have Dance of Death, which is a great card to counter that. So that should easily deal with this, honestly. And that quite easily deals with the board. But that's not too bad at all. So that pretty much closed out those games. This video is going to be a shorter one. I hope you guys did enjoy it. I mean, it's PepCraft. You can't really go wrong with that. This deck really isn't optimized. There's going to be plenty of other options out there, I'm sure. So if you guys did like it, hit the like button and subscribe. Check out my Twitter, Facebook, whatever else there is around. Check it out. I'm always around somewhere. And I'll catch you guys next time. See ya.